Welcome back, and good evening. When last we left off, you guys had left off in the tavern after coming back from the Temple of Skern. Getting some drinks, kind of celebrating. Sarin had split to go to her house and said she would meet you guys in the morning. Last scene of Wilmo was late at night when Toby had decided to put him back into his bed. Telvor decided to head towards Xandar's Point with Wilmo's horse. You also learned that Croc, that Wilmo is protecting you and the group, and he's doing it here at Magni's because it just seems like the safer option. You also made someone who had been poisoning your mind for the last 15, 16 years or so. And you signed a pact with a new patron, learning that your mother had also signed a similar pact with her. Deluge, well, Rag stayed in his room and was hungover all day, or for a good better part of the morning. Toby tried to learn some information from Magni that he didn't have at the time. And Deluge was seen walking around the town of Ravenscrest, entertaining children and passerbys and things of that nature. We now pick up where all four of you are at the bar. Magni has served all of you drinks and is in the process of serving all of you breakfast. Magni will kind of just look at the group of you. What would you like for breakfast, lads? I got potatoes, I got eggs, I've got... You said eggs, right? And he kind of points over to Rag.
Eggs and potatoes.
You got it, lad.
And a steak.
What are the rest of you having?
I'll have a boiled egg.
All right. He starts writing in his hand. What about you?
I imagine Dell's more of a poached egg kind of a guy. Something weird.
You're one of those. All right. I can get Ivan to make that. You're lucky that I've got me an experienced chef, or else I'd be making you pay extra. What about you, Toby? What are we feeling this fine morning?
He's busy thinking about his wife.
And he just kind of fills in the order. All right, Ivan, you know. And he slides it over. Ivan will kind of take a gander. He also heard half of what you guys were ordering, so he's kind of just prepping and getting the food out from behind the bar. He starts to cook. During that time, would you guys like to do anything and just wait for your food?
I believe at this time, my guy was messing around with that rain stick just to find out what it did. And I know you already told me last session, but I figure since we're taking up where that is,
right,
it's kind of where he was off.
So during that time, anybody else doing anything?
I was eating my breakfast, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so while breakfast is being prepared, Rag gets his plate, and they're still cooking, and then, you all eventually will get your plate. While this is happening, you're kind of inspecting the runes and things of that nature. No, that looks fine. You're expecting the runes. You're kind of just looking. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. Just like as you're sitting there, just pondering upon.
Everybody?
Yeah.
What?
Who are you talking to?
No. Just Deluge. He's the one investigating the rain stick.
I just heard runes, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I was a little lost also, but I figured since I was the one who said I was looking at something, it must have been me. I got a critical 20.
Perfect.
Really could use those more in combat.
I was going to say, yeah.
These runes look familiar. They look like ones that you saw upon the walls while you were within the temple. They seem to match those same descriptions. But you haven't used it yet, so you don't quite know if the runes will light up when you use it. but they seem to have. There are 6 of them, so they seem to have like a significance for the number. So during this time, hold on. So during this time, while you're investigating the stick and you're eating your breakfast, who has the highest passive perception? Or who has a pretty high passive perception?
Mine's only 13.
I think God does.
I have a
Okay.
+1.
So I'll say that if you have an above like a 12 for passive perception, you notice that.
Would that be
there
wisdom?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
Yeah.
Toby's gonna have one of the highest.
So you notice Toby as well. Also notice that a guard seemingly walks in from the back, and he walks up to Magni. You know, you guys are kind of just having back and forth conversation. In between bites and things like that. He kind of comes up and he whispers. He gets real close and whispers into Magni's ear. And then Magni's face kind of, real concentrated. And he looks back at Toby and he starts shaking. And then he looks back down, shakes a little more. All right, you go it, lad. Thanks for keeping me informed. And he kind of walks right back around the bar and goes and replaces the guard that Toby was talking to earlier in the morning. And as he gets up, he kind of looks over at Toby and tips his hat. And he goes, I hope you figure out what you're looking for. And then he proceeds to leave. And it's now the new sets of guards sitting over there on the back end of the table.
Is it the same guard that was talking to Magni that sat down?
No, he replaced the other. Yeah. He replaced the other guy that you
Shift
talked
change.
to. Yeah, because from last time when you had walked in, there was only one that had changed, and there was one dude that was still there from the night prior.
Got
So
it. I remember.
they're like alternating in different shifts, kind of a thing. But yeah, the guy that came up and whispered to Magni went and sat back down where that guy was. He was relieving the first guy you had asked the questions to. So Magni will go. Did your little friend that you brought? She mentioned a time she was gonna come stopping by.
No, she just said, I will see you guys after I've gotten your reward, and here we are waiting still.
Well, you gotta give her some slack, lad. She's been missing for 8 days. 9 would have made it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we almost died, and she didn't
That's a
actually
fair
do
point,
any. She didn't do any damage, so.
Also a very fair point, just from the DM's point of view. You're right, lad. She always is really good on her word. She's a great huntress, don't get me wrong. And if you ever need a caravan protected, she knows the people. But
Yeah.
getting artifacts is almost out of her realm, and she just got 2 in over her head.
Wait, it's been 9 days since they came to the tavern back from the temple?
No, they've only been here for 2.
Got it.
You got into town a day, maybe half a day after they left.
Have you been that drunk, Toby? You can't even remember?
I don't even know what day it is.
You gotta cut him some slack, lad. These last couple months have been pretty hard on him. I'll try to do the best I can.
Sarcastically, Dell's like, oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Magnet kind of lets out a little chuckle. And now he's your problem.
Yeah.
And at that same time, give me just 2 seconds. I gotta find it. All right.
I'm gonna look over at Rag and tell him, did you check your mailbox to see if we got a letter from that special somebody?
There's no letter.
What a shame.
Well, it's also not like you guys left a forwarding address. You're on the run.
I realized my mistake shortly after we left. Colors have dulled. The sunsets aren't the same.
Don't give up hope.
we'll say that, a couple of some time has passed. The sun's gone up a little higher. It takes you guys about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour to eat your food, and you guys are kind of just sitting there conversating. And during that time, a few more patrons start to enter the tavern, and Ivan and Magni start serving all of them. But you also notice that Sarin, a very familiar face, has walked through the door. You're all conveniently sitting at the bar, so she approaches you. Hello, friends.
Seats taken.
It's better to see you again under better circumstances and not within a temple of everything trying to murder us. I believe...
Well, we could have been out of there sooner if we listened to someone.
Yep.
Or if someone contributed.
I don't disagree. You're right. And I also believe that we got
I
off...
just thought that.
I also believe that we got off on the wrong foot. I am truly grateful that you all came from Telvor to rescue me. And I was so adamant about not playing the damsel in distress role that I ultimately put myself in there.
You picked up a bow and arrow that you've never shot before?
Apparently.
Clearly.
I'm not proficient in short bows.
Yeah, I don't think you're proficient in much other than talking and walking.
And getting caught.
Yeah. I still think it's kind of odd that you were the only survivor and you can't fight worth a shit, but your other people that were fighters are the ones that are dead. Kind of makes me question your,
It was an ambush. It was just too fast for our liking.
Convenient.
We were camping outside of the temple, and we were ambushed, and we made our way inside, and I truly thought that I could get to the crystal without there being any more casualties. And then that forsaken creature that was in that front room, it's like it was there waiting for us.
Well, I hope you feel bad, because you got everyone killed.
And you're right, I almost got you killed as well.
Yep,
And for
you
that,
did.
I'm truly sorry.
You
I hope that
better
one
you
day
better
we
have a
can work.
fat sack of gold underneath your fucking tits there or something.
And as you say that, she pulls out a bag.
Pulls out a
and
tit.
plops it. She plops it in between Deluge and Toby. This is all I have at the moment. It's 6,000 gold, and I feel like I owe you at least that much. And then real quick, she slides it from in front of Toby all the way over to you, Croc. It's as much as I have, but it's only a third of what I owe all of you. My contact has gone missing, and he was the one that's supposed to give me a payout for the artifact. He was connected with the college, and I was unable to connect with him last night. I'm gonna go to the drop site this evening and see if there's any trace of him, but we have some things set aside in case he was unable to be reached, and currently at this moment that is where we are standing, is we are unable to reach him, or I am unable to reach him.
Well, how about this? You owe us more. I don't think we all want to stay in this town much longer. So you're going to give what you owe to us, to Magni, so that the next time we stop in town, he'll be holding it for us.
That sounds like a deal. I can do that. And again, I'm very sorry for what happened in the temple. To all of you. I should have put my pride aside, and instead it got us all into more danger. I truly am sorry.
I'm just gonna kind of give her like the look, and then just go back to like talking to the guys like she doesn't exist.
Okay. Everybody else kind of just join in and do the same thing.
Oh, the cold shoulder approach. I like it.
My guy pretty much remains ignoring everybody at any given
That's
point.
pretty unexpected from you.
I'd like
Should
to
go.
just burp and throw up in my own mouth.
She'll kind of straighten her back up. Right. again, I'm sorry, Coculus. But I will give the money I owe the rest of you to Magni, and Magni will find a way to either bring it to you or you can pick it up when you come back into Raven's Crest. I hope that maybe one day we be able to do a job together and under better circumstances and pretenses. And then with that, I bid you all good day. And she'll turn around and slowly walk out of the bar, or out of the tavern.
I'm gonna take the gold and split it up 3 ways and hand 2,000 to Dell and 2,000 to Rag. And Toby, I'm gonna look at you and say, suck a dick, you weren't even a part of the fight.
Again, I would just like to throw up in my mouth and swallow it.
He did also save your life, but... Anyways. So...
Don't be bringing up the dead wife.
Yeah.
Oh, on another note, I found the paper with all our money on it, so...
Perfect.
Oh, I was keeping track of that.
Well, I mean, I had money before you started keeping track, so now we both have lump sums, I guess.
And then last week you weren't here, so they were trying to figure out how much money, because they were going shopping, and then they were like, oh, no, Rag has all the money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Rag, we should, I think we should all hit that armory before we try and skip town here, because he had some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's go get a new weapon.
Out of curiosity, this whole objective of skipping town, do we have a location we're headed to?
We have to wait because that fucking Wilmo's bitch brother owes us the items that he was supposed to make for us to go find that girl.
And it'll take about 3 to 4 days for him to get back.
Well, Magni, do you...
Are there other...
And then
Go
Toby
ahead.
also put in an order with Blacksmith that'll take 3 days.
And it's been
Are there
one,
other
right?
towns within that distance?
In this current moment, no, because I've only made a few like bigger towns and cities. I haven't really made like
So,
there's
this
a
whole
farming
continent, they're
village
still
up in the
building
north.
cities.
Yes.
Is there like a wanted poster around here? We could go fuck something up?
So Magni kind of has like a work board sort of off to the right of from kind of where you're sitting. There's just kind of like there's a few wanted posters. Some of them seem to be like half ripped off. And then there's just other newsletters on there. If you'd like to go look at it, you can make an investigation roll, and I'll tell you what's all on there.
Sure.
Okay. Roll and as your intel. You guys are with the high rolls today, right now. I'm scared. So you notice
The secret ingredient is cheating.
you see 2 wanted posters. You see a looking for work kind of like just average jobs around the town, people that are hiring. And then there's one that says help needed up to the north in the farming district. And you also see a piece of paper deep in the back that says something about Balthazar.
Alright, I'm gonna grab the one that says Balthazar and kind of slide the other ones down to the guys.
Okay, so you like a good little assistant at an office. You kind of just gather all the papers off of there that you think that the group would be interested in. And
I want to look at the wanted posters to make sure that if they are Punch and or Judy.
They are not.
I'm not interested anymore.
Okay. One, I will say though that you notice while you're looking at them, one of them is 150 gold, dead or alive, for a human that has a scar from the top of his forehead all the way down to his cheek. And and his name is Genvar. Genvar.
Not very much of a human name, is it?
Well, you don't know him. He just from the wanted poster, he appears human. It's a very
What is he
not
wanted
clue
for?
from.
Sodomy.
Theft, like petty theft.
Petty theft.
And it says dead or alive?
Let's just.
We get the
Okay.
same amount, dead or alive?
Mm-hmm.
What's the one for Balthazar say?
So, for Balthazar, if you look at that little poster that I sent you earlier, it reads Balthazar.
Oh my god.
The Traveling Carnival Curiosities. It kind of lists all the acts that it's featuring. Just a list of 6, and then it says, and many more.
I'm gonna like wave it at Dell and say, are you jealous?
In that same moment, as you guys are
Gives you a
going
smirk.
As you guys are going over these wanted posters and these these hire for help kind of posters and things needed, you notice at the same time that a let me grab it.
The suspense is killing me.
Sorry. Fucking Tailspire decided to destroy itself.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So you see a tall figure, or a tall-ish figure. Deluge, he's about your height. A human walks through the door. He has kind of a darker complexion. He looks very vibrant. He walks in with a pizzazz kind of to him, and he kind of just struts. Not like an obvious kind of pizzazz, type of thing, but he kind of just struts up, and he starts making conversations with the first few people that he sees, and he's like, he kind of waves his hands around, and but you can't hear what he's saying. You kind of just see that he's talking to the different tables, and he goes over to another table and kind of does the same kind of routine that he was just doing. Eventually, after all this happens, he makes his way down to you fellows, and good afternoon. What are you fine gentlemen doing this evening?
I'm married. I don't want to.
Probably getting some dinner.
You know who has the best dinner, my friend? And kind of just starts tapping the very tippy top of the bar there.
Here? Question
The
mark?
Circus, correct. The Circus.
I don't think they're known for that.
Give or take. It depends on the circus. And,
Don't really want a funnel cake for dinner.
From what I hear, some of the other circuses aren't doing so great. However, Balthazar's Bazaar is coming into town tonight. We are passing out flyers. We are inviting anyone who can do X to come out and join and just be a part of the service and entertain. That's the whole point, is to entertain, have fun, and spread joy. And we, at Balthazar's Bazaar, would like to spread joy to you. What say you, gentlemen?
By hiring me to spread joy? That doesn't make any sense, sir.
Oh, no. We don't hire you. You hire us to give you joy. With the cost of admission. 1 gold per person. But for you, strapping lad, I can say 50 silver.
I'd pay full price. Don't you worry about that. If I was
Man
interested.
of culture. Well,
Man who doesn't like to carry change.
We are also giving out free admission to anyone that comes down and helps set up the circus for tonight. Free admission and 5 gold, might I add.
Whoa, boy! I
It will be
can't understand where I'd find money like that.
It'd be a marvelous if you came. I invite you all to Balthazar's Bazaar. I hope to see you all there. And he kind of just bows and then steps away from you. And then he starts, doing his same old routine, going back and, doing the whole spiel to the other tables. But you guys are now sitting there.
Dill
At the bar.
turns back to his seat and gives like a little sarcastic toodaloo without like waving his fingers, you know.
He doesn't really notice it because, as soon as you, we're like, see ya, he backed out of there and just started doing his whole spiel, his door-to-door salesman type thing that he was doing. Oh, also, he handed Toby a flyer as well. Did you want to? So you kind of and gets a little vomit, and he kind of flicks it and wrings it out. Anyways, and he kind of folds it and then right back into the frocket that you've got going on one of your like shoulder pockets.
Into your wife's dress pocket.
You just won't let the wife's dress thing go away, will you?
It's weird, man. You went to somebody else and were like, hey, justify me wearing my wife's dress.
All right.
You see the masterpiece he comes back with.
I mean, if we got time to kill, I'm down to go see a good show.
Well, you gotta set it up first.
Wait, what?
They apparently haven't even set up. You can get free entry if you go and help pitch their tent for them.
And 5 gold.
I mean,
Yeah, and that whopping deal, 5 gold.
sounds like a good time.
Dill like shrugs his shoulders. He's like, "Look, I'm not opposed to it. Whatever you guys want to do. I'm waiting for some information from that short guy. What was he? Was he a gnome?
Which one? Oh, the one that you first
Telvor.
talked to? Oh, yeah, he's a gnome.
Yeah, I'm waiting for information from Telvor, the gnome.
It's gonna be 3 days to 4.
Nah, I get that. My guy's fine with sitting around.
You're just gonna sit at the tavern. Okay.
My guy goes out of the tavern. We've been in the tavern all of, an hour? Where my guy has been?
I'd say from about the time that you had gotten back to about the time that he had come up to you, it'd been about 2 hours. You guys have just been sitting here.
My goodness, that's a long breakfast.
I mean, it took you guys about, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour to eat. And, you were inspecting the rain stick, and you guys were just kind of having your casual morning conversations as you do.
I think I would like to stop by the blacksmith and buy the armor that I wanted to buy. Now that I have money. And then go to the circus and help them.
What kind of armor? Leather, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. So, if any of y'all want to come with me.
Yeah, my guy says, all right, fine. Let's go watch some entertainers.
Alrighty. So you get up. Deluge also gets up. Toby, Rag, what are you guys staying at the bar, or are you gonna get up with the rest and go with them?
Go with them.
I'll stumble along and follow them.
Guys, you kind of just stumble out of the.
I say, hey man, you might want to stumble over to like a apothecary or something. You got like a stomach bug or something. You keep trying to throw up.
Well, I'm drunk off my ass, so.
Okay, then you need to stumble your way over to an AA meeting.
Well, ever since my wife died.
Oh my goodness.
God, Toby.
All right. You guys walk back into the tavern. And as you're greeted, you go, hello? Oh, y'all are back. Oh, fuck. And you brought more.
Well,
How may I help you now?
I'm back with money, and I want to see that leather piece of armor you said you had.
All right. Now, which specifically, what kind of armor are you looking for? You looking for something that's got resistance on it? You looking for
I believe it
something?
was a gift suit.
You looking for padded? You looking for I forgot the types of armor. Hold on.
Yeah, I forgot too.
Chain,
You looking-
half plate,
you
full
looking-
plate.
Are you looking for padded leather, leather, or studded leather?
Yeah, I can just all I can wear
You're a
is
lighter kind of guy, right?
I can wear regular kind of leather,
Vinyl.
All right.
leather armor.
I will say though, if you're ever going in the padded direction, makes it real fucking hard to be sneaky. All right. Now, this one, and he kind of like gets down in there. It's a big old box, kind of or a chest. Oh no, fuck, that won't do. Just kind of starting to throw shit out. This right here, and he pulls out this. It's a regular leather. You know, it's got things where you can put like potions and hook it up to them. This one, it's not quite like that other one that I showed you the other day or this morning. However, this one, I found it right after you left, and I started working on Stinky's dead wife's weird cross-dress thing. But and he hears you laughing in the background, so he kind of smirks a little. You know, this leather armor right here, it makes it a little easier to sneak and be quiet when you're trying to be covert, you know, like you do. But it'll grant you resistance to some fire. Now, looking at you, just getting a good observation, you look like a motherfucker that hangs around too much fire.
Yeah.
So, I will give this to you for $375. I can make a deal for you.
Okay, I'll take that.
All right. Easy said, partner. And he sticks his hand out. You guys shake hands, and you give him the bag of gold that you've accumulated, and he hands you over the or hands you the armor, and then sets the big old lofty chest down.
I'm also
Now,
gonna
is
ask
there
him
anything-
if he has any eye patches available.
I got some regular base eye patches, but are you looking for something fucking cool?
I mean, let me know, what do you got?
Well, all I've got is these basic ass eye patches. However, I also do some leather working in my time, so I might be able to make you something fucking cool. What, you want like a cool design on it, or you want to make it where it's super elastic, and if you need to, you can fucking fling a rock at like 700 miles an hour?
I think I'm good with that. No, just
Make a slingshot eye patch.
wow.
Anyways, what were you saying? Sorry.
If you could see the things that come out of my hands, you'd be surprised. I just need a regular old eye patch, unless you got something that'll give me some kind of enchanted eye patch. Otherwise, a regular one will do.
Now, I don't necessarily have an enchanted one, but if that's in a direction that you're looking for, I'll get with my pal that knows a little bit more about leatherwork, and we'll try and figure you something out.
Okay.
However, in the meantime, I got plenty. And he brings up that box again and starts trifling through it. And at the very, very bottom, he pulls out 5 eye patches. There's like a dark green one. There's a black one. There's a brown one.
Is there a
There's another-
skin-toned one?
There's like another brown one that's a little lighter, more of like a tanner complexion if he had stayed in the sun for a little long.
I'll
You
just
got a
take the
tan?
brown one. I just want the brown one.
Which brown one? You want the regular brown, or you want the?
Just give me a
white
brown one. I don't care.
All right, shit, my bad. As you snatch it, and kind of grabs the rest of them, and puts them in his bunk. You gotta get your fucking panties in a wall there, pal.
Here, I'll give you like 5 gold.
I lean over to Rag, and I'm like, man, you should have gone with the brown one.
All right. Thanks for the gold, partner. And he kind of puts it in his pocket. Now, is there anything else I can help you or your band of misfits over there?
No.
Wait,
I mean, I'm good.
He gets real quiet where only you can hear. They're not stinky too, are they?
No.
All right.
Jesus Christ, that was a good roll. Okay.
May I assist any of you with anything? Are you looking for any fine weapons or armor in this fine day?
Is it by chance are you finished with my armor?
Motherfucker, I done told you that was gonna take me 3 days. You were in here 2 hours ago.
Everyone works around 3 days in this place.
Is there a bench we can wait on for 24 hours?
Well, who else you got working for 3 days? I'd love for this shit to only take me 1. But he's lucky I had
the guy Nunya.
He's lucky I had a pre-mold hanging out for him. Or else it would have taken 7.5. But custom made on iron? Fuck that, partner. That takes a hot minute. I already had one casted and ready to go. All I needed to do was add his his dead wife's weird ass dress.
Hey man.
Oh God!
You made him cry now. Thanks, you asshole.
Right. Absolutely nobody is like sensitive to this situation.
Rag, you were supposed to buy something, or you want to see what he's got?
I want to see what he's got.
The blacksmith is actually just kind of standing there while Toby's going through it and crying and complaining or saying why his wife was dead, and he's just like, do I need to be here, or can y'all do this outside?
Just ignore him. He's new.
All right.
You got any axes?
Now, buddy, old pal, do I got me some axes? What are you looking for? You looking for a short variety? You looking for longer? Looking for girthy? What are you looking for? Enchantment?
Girthy?
I got all types.
Well, girth is something I've never had before.
I said that specifically because you're a Goliath. That's why he said that.
Dale, you realize your giant rolls are popping up on everyone's screen, right?
Oh yeah, I'm fairly certain anywhere.
Okay.
I'm just seeing how many dice I can put in this little house over here before the game crashes.
All right, sorry. What did you say? Did you say short, long, two-handed, one-handed?
I want to do a one-handed because I still want to use my shield.
Alrighty, let's see what we got here. All right. He's putting all of those in that fucking house that I made. Rip. Looks like a ball pit. Anyways, so he kind of picks up this axe. Are you looking for anything damage-wise there, big guy, or are you just looking to regular old axe?
I want to kill all my enemies.
I like your style. Do you want to do it with some flair, or you just want to do it old-fashioned way?
Talk to me more about this flare.
All right. I got one here, and he kind of pushes it forward. This is a plain old axe. This one, and he kind of knocks it. Pretty sturdy. However, not as great as the next options you got. He slides the next one over. It's another one-hander. This one right here, this one will cut, and it'll freeze the motherfucker the second you cut him. Right around the wound with some ice. That shit'll fucking burn. That shit motherfucking burns. Now this one, and he pushes another one. He was like, this one, I'm not 100% sure why it does what it does. I was kind of drunk, and I had some friends over, and we decided to try and make a sword, and for some we tried making a sword, and for some fucking reason it ended up being an axe. And it kind of turns on fire if you say so. But it's so crazy and out of control that sometimes it gets on the hilt if you use it for too long. So I kind of fucked that one up, but that one's pretty cheap if you end up wanting that one.
Do you have any axes with some jagged edges? I just want it to hurt when I hit someone with it.
This regular old one, and he fucking picks it up and he kind of bashes it on the fucking edge and creates these jagged edges. He kind of gets his hammer and dinks them out, but this one's got jagged edges. I got another one that's also kind of got jagged edges. He's like, I can also, if you want to come back in about an hour, I can make sure that this one with the ice ends up getting jags on it.
Okay, I'll take the frostbite axe.
All right, that'll run you 210 gold, my friend.
What? For an axe that just cools my drinks?
This thing will cool your drinks. It'll freeze up wounds.
All right, 210.
Burn off warts, you know.
That
Oh.
too.
Well, what about hemorrhoids?
It'll actually, you know what? There's actually a guy in town. He doesn't use any medicine. He's got this new invention. He's calling it a leaf blower or a tree blower downy thing. And he kind of just puts it up to your asshole and blows it at full rod, and it kind of blows those hemorrhoids off. He doesn't even cut them.
All right, I'll make sure I let Deluge know.
Oof.
All right, and he kind of pockets the 210 you give him, and he hands it to you, and as soon as your hand grasps it, you can feel like ice from the inside of like where your palm is all the way up to your elbow, and then it retracts. Your body gets warmer, but there was a very chilling feeling from being the new wielder of this axe. All right, well. If that will conclude the business, unless anybody else would like to look around and buy anything else.
You got any shields or maces over here for our friend Toby?
For Stinky over here? Shit, I got all kinds. No pun intended. I got a few. I got me a few shields. What necessarily does he need?
I would
Just
assume
a shield with a. You trying
something
to?
that may give him a little bit of extra protection.
Now, he's a dwarf now. Just about every shield I make for the common folk probably be able to cover every inch of his body, so they don't really need an extra large shield. However, I can give him for his build anyway, a medium or an extra small for us normal people. I can give him a medium-sized shield, or I can get him a medium for us and a regular size for, or a smaller or a bigger size for him.
You seem like you're stuck on the side.
I'm sorry, but are you talking about me? I had a phone call.
Yeah, I said if you had a mace or a shield for your guy.
Oh, yes, I need to get one.
You got any special maces or anything that may help him deal some damage to his foes?
I got this one here, and he kind of picks up like a Thor, like a hammer, like an actual hammer, and then he's got a mace. I got these two. I got some others, but you yourself, Stinky, look like a holy man. These ones do radiant damage. You can hit, and I don't know. So I'm not a huge churchgoer. Don't really go to the churches and the altars and shit. I just know that this is the type of magic that they deal with, and I have been told that it is radiant. And apparently they get real pissed off when you say it wrong.
How much is it?
It is $230.
I'll pay for it.
Oh, just kidding. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. $225.
And then
Didn't
you
really
have
matter, but
a medium-sized shield, right?
right. That one will cost you about $130.
Look it. Give me it all for $300, and we'll call it a deal.
Roll a persuasion roll. So roll a d20 and then add your charisma modifier.
I mean, unless he's trained in persuasion, because that is actually a skill.
He's not.
Now, if he was a paladin, he would have a really high charisma.
It was
probably.
11.
All right. He's gonna kind of fold his arms. You know, I ought to double the fucking price on you. But since you already put a down payment on for another order, and I appreciate all of y'all's business, I will indeed, for $325, give you both the shield and the mace. I gotta make me a little bit of a profit here. And this fucking iron and this mithril and all this steel and shit ain't cheap.
I'm gonna look around at everybody that's near me with my eyes full of tears and ask if I could borrow some money.
I'll pay for it. I got it. I'm gonna slide the money over to him.
All right, so he gets the money. He hands you the shield and the mace, and well, don't fucking kill yourself with this stinky, cause I like your business and I like your gold, and you've spent the most in here. Anything else I can help all y'all with?
I'm good.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna get back to the forge. Y'all can feel free to look around. Whatever. Don't steal
Nope,
shit.
you have a good day, sir.
All
Yeah,
right,
we're
you
gonna
have
go.
a good one, sir. And he kind of tips his head.
We need to go to the circus.
As you all.
Are you gonna send us all that armor stuff? All that
Yes, I'll probably do it.
after?
And give me like 20 minutes, and then give me in 20 minutes from now, I'll give me like 2-3 minutes, and then I'll send you guys the shit that you got.
All right. I'm gonna say let's head out to the circus.
Well, I'm actually confused. It says it's a carnival, but then also on the flyer it says it's a bazaar, and then somebody came in and said it was a circus. So I don't really know what
And
we're
he
going
also
to.
called it a bazaar, so it's all of these things.
All I know is Dumbo's gonna be there, and that's all I care about.
Okay, so as you guys go, you make your way out of town. You guys kind of ask a few of the patrons that are walking in front. You kind of just also hear casual conversation that the circus is located on the northeast side of the town, closer to where like the farming area is, or a little bit off, but it's just outside of the city. Deluge would have maybe caught like a gist of them setting up. They're not quite all the way set up, but they're getting ready to get the big tent up and ready to go. But you actually see Croc, the same guy that came in as you guys are starting to approach. And he goes, "Oh, hello. It's good to see that you all came. Are you here to assist with setup?"
Yes.
I'm like, I'm not. They are. I'll just pay my 1 gold when you're all done.
Great. This way, please. And he kind of takes you, and you're kind of stuck setting up for the next few hours. We'll say that you get done around like 1 o'clock if you decide to stay there. 1-2 o'clock. Is anybody? Are you guys? What else are you guys going to do? Who else is helping?
I'm just gonna hang out with Deluge.
You're not helping.
But I want
Alright.
more than just 5 gold. I'd like a little bit more. I'd say 15.
Well, the prices are negotiable. However, it's got to be free admission and 5 gold for everyone that helped. And if we give you
Listen,
15 gold,
I don't
we
see
give
anybody else
everyone
around
15
here
gold.
helping you.
As you say that, he kind of just turns and notices, and looks at all the 30 people, including Krog, that is also now helping. Right. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Again.
What you should do is say 10 gold because I'm going to have my unseen servant help put up a tent also.
I lost that spell, unfortunately.
But never mind.
How do you lose a spell?
You rolled a 1.
He was like, go get me some tea, and then he never came back.
I'm a Hexblade Warlock, and so
Did you roll a 1?
I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Okay. So you kind of, actually, what if we just called it free admission and handled it at that? I appreciate the help, but you are not the businessman you think you are, my friend. You are not the swindler that you are attempting to become.
I want to tell him about my dead wife and try to give him a sob story.
Oh my god!
So for 15 minutes, you're just like, but my dead wife! And he's just kind of like looking really uncomfortable and more uncomfortable as these 15 minutes go on. He kind of...
So wait, I want to interject here real quick. I imagine my guy's off, like, using one of his knives, just like carving a stick or whatever, and as he sees him start crying again, he's going to lean over to Rag and be like, I'm a water genasi, and I still have never seen this much water kind of one person before.
I bet you can make all his water disappear and then he won't cry anymore.
So, as you guys are saying that, Toby's kind of just talking this guy's ear off. Eventually, he gets him to stop crying and having a mental breakdown in the middle of all the setup. Because he's the only one that's not, like, doing anything. He's kind of keeping the guy that's in charge of it all occupied. He brings Toby and Croc over in, they're helping set up the circus. You guys get the big tent up. As you guys are setting up the tent, just roll a strength check, both of you. But I'll keep talking. You guys are setting up the tents. They're moving the animals in from behind, into the behind of where the tents are set up. They're loading them off of carts. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're doing the other. Okay, perfect. So you're able to help with the tent pretty effectively.
I rolled a 1.
You not as great as Croc, because you have shorter stature, but you're still able to help up with setup. Eventually, what? I don't have one.
I feel like if Toby ever gets the spell Crown of Madness, it's gonna be literally him just bombarding whoever he's attacking about his dead wife.
That's his fucking defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So we'll say that it's about like 2 o'clock. The setup is now complete. You guys, and during this time, Dell and Rag were there. They were just kind of sitting off to the side, watching you guys throughout the day as they set up. And when they brought the animals out, they had kind of shifted over, and Rag was kind of playing with the bear that was in there, and the other animals. There's all types of crazy little creatures that are within this carnival. But Rag, being the animal lover that he is, ended up moving the conversation over there. It's now 2 o'clock. You guys are just outside of the grounds. You guys are reapproached back by that guy that approached you in the tavern, and you guys had approached for help. And he'll go, I appreciate all of your help so much. You guys, everybody kind of gathers. It was just kind of there helping. Every one of you has free admission. Thank you very much for helping us set up. Please go see my assistant. And you see a little, like, a halfling, but it looks like a goblin dressed as a halfling, but like a very crude disguise. Please go see my assistant, and you will get your admission and your 5 gold. And everyone kind of just forms a line, and you guys get through, all of you, because even though Deluge and Rag didn't help set up, they were just kind of there lollygagging.
Moral support.
But exactly, and every time that they had looked over, or the boss, I guess, had looked over at Rag and Sinister, they were helping with the animals. So you all get a little stamp that goes through on the bottom of your palms, so they can identify you when it's time to admit. And they all give everybody 5 gold. Even the assistant, not paying attention, gives Toby 5 gold, and you guys all carry on with your way. As you guys are getting, some of you have already gathered your gold. Some of you are currently gathering your gold. You hear the guy kind of announce this. The circus will be tonight at 7:30. When the sun goes down, the show must go on. And then, the goblin, a halfling, gives or starts dishing out the rest of the gold given to all the people that helped. The circus acts kind of go off into their own, directions, and one of them actually will approach you, Deluge. Hey, friend, can I ask you something? You look awfully familiar.
Shoot, man. What do you want to ask me? Unless that was your question. Why do I look familiar? I don't know, because I don't know you.
He just turns around and walked away. You notice that it's a human. He has a whiter complexion, long brown beard, kind of balding a little on the top, sort of a widow's peak, but really long hair down to the shoulders. He's gonna go. I've seen you before, right? Have you ever been with a circus or a bazaar or anything like that along those lines?
I don't know what Dell would say at this point, because he doesn't know this guy. So he's probably like, I don't know, man. You might have me mistaken for someone else.
And kind of goes, yeah, maybe you're right. Well, thank you for letting me bother you. I appreciate it. Sorry to have had bother you. And he kind of turns around and walks back over to the other acts. What are you guys doing now that you have kind of downtime for the circus?
I'm trying to smuggle one of those bear cubs out under my cloak.
You're kind of looking, and
I'll do a perception check.
well, there's only one big bear, and he's ginormous, but there are smaller apes. There's 3 goofy looking apes or orangutans.
What year is this set in?
We haven't set a year.
This is a D&D world. Who cares what year it is? What does that mean?
Like, is there votes? Because I'm
Who's
just
the
curious,
president?
like, where these monkeys came from.
I like how we just fought like undead things, but your concern is where are the monkeys coming from?
He's every World of Warcraft player with ducks in the last 2 expansions. So yeah, what are you guys doing in the meantime? Are you guys hanging around the grounds?
I'm gonna head back to the brothel.
I'm just gonna sit down and relax from all the hard work I did while Toby watched.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep playing with bear.
All right. So Rag stays and plays with the animals. Toby immediately kind of once they've been let off of work, he immediately walks back straight over to the brothel.
I feel like Deluge would probably be watching Rag because he's closest with Ragnarok over the other group, and kind of I guess like seeing how excited he is to play with these bears and whatever. I was probably thinking back to when he was in the circus, and when he got to mess with animals and stuff. All of a sudden, it's like kind of a little throwback memory for him.
Okay. All right. So you guys stay back, and you end up, kind of just conversating with the Beastmaster that is a part of the circus. And I have her name written down somewhere, but I'll have to look it up. But you end up having conversations with her, just kind of chit-chatting, and Rag's playing with the big old bear, and getting real friendly with it. He's playing with the apes. He's playing with all the animals.
Tessa?
Just sitting there. You're kind of just sitting there, observing him. Just reminiscing in the memories of your life in the circus. And you kind of think back to your sister, because it was sort of your sister's job to take care of the animals within the circus. Toby, you go off to the brothel. I'm assuming, are you remaining there the rest of the time until it's time for the circus?
At the brothel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get through this time.
Okay. All right. So you're able to successfully make it through because you're not covered in shit, and you're not requesting that one of the maidens washed your shitty ass. So you are allowed
I'm just
access,
looking
and
for a rub
you're
down.
able to.
My muscles are tired.
Okay. So you go into the brothel. You enjoy your time. Croc, you head back to the tavern, right? Is that what you said? So you're going to relax?
No, I was just gonna like sit back on the grass after we were done there.
Are you just kind of staying with the rest of the circus group, or are you going to specifically stay over by like where Rag and Deluge are playing with the animals?
Yeah, like I'm over in the area they're in.
Okay, yeah, you're just kind of chillaxing and conversating with some of the circus folk. They're all pleasant conversations. They seem like they are calm individuals. The three of you end up learning that this is a traveling circus, and they have been on the road for some time now, and a lot of people are getting real tired, and these might be one of the last couple shows that they end up doing for the time being. Apparently, the owner of the circus was selling to a new individual. We'll pick up real fast or kind of just tuning in with the Beastmaster. She's sitting around, Deluge and Rag, and there's kind of just cheerful playing with the animals. Give me just 2 seconds while I look up her name.
Tessa?
Is it Tessa?
I just looked at the little paper you sent us.
Oh, then yes. It would be Tessa. Yeah.
Tessa and her amazing owl bear or something like that?
Her owl bear, yeah. But it's actually just a bear in an owl bear costume, which is the same bear that you're playing with, or Rag is. Yeah, it's been kind of hard since, the owner has decided that he wants to retire. A lot of us don't know what we're going to do, where we're going to go. This has been our only home for most of our lives. It's a scary thing.
Dell, like, under his breath while he's, like, doing something, he's like, well, at least, he gets to decide that he's retiring. But yeah, that's tough. I wish I knew how to help you. There's not a big market for old carnies, I suppose.
Yeah. What kind of work do you do?
What do I do now? I do a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah, like what?
Acquisitions, mostly.
Interesting. What did you do before that?
Dell's kind of just like looking off, like trying not to acknowledge her, but doesn't really know what to say. So he's like, pretty much the same.
Right. What about you, big guy?
Can I name the bear?
Yeah, you're like currently like the bear is standing up real tall and just stretching, and you're, who's up, the boy, and you're scratching his stomach.
Yeah, I found the spot, dude. He's kicking.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming home with me.
Yes, Tessa's just asking, what do you do, friend?
I just swing this axe around and miss everything I swing at.
Ah, I get it. So the brains, and she points at Deluge, the bronze, and then she kind of, in this point in time, we'll say that Croc is kind of moseyed on over from associating with one group to kind of coming back over in this direction. She goes, what does that make you? The old man out. She starts laughing. The bear kind of lets out a kind of a laugh. While Deluge is scratching him.
I say to
And,
Rag, wait till she meets the waterworks.
That guy likes to cry a lot.
I love me a crier.
Oh well, get him going. He'll fill your ear for about 15 minutes, half hour.
You know, with as much joy as we all sell, and she says that kind of sarcastically, with as much joy as we're allowed to sell of ourselves, it is nice to see tears every once in a while.
Oh no, they're false tears.
Makes me think that there's other emotions out there besides just fucking joy. But who knows? We're gonna go out there tonight. We're gonna give it our best show. And then while that's happening, another person comes up that's part of the act, and I'm so sorry to interrupt. Tessa, can I talk to you for a second? Of course, and she pulls off to the side. They kind of have a conversation. They're maybe only like 10 feet from you, so you can kind of just pick up, little bits and bits of the conversation. You hear something along the lines as one of the performers had gotten hurt. One of the just like novelty acts kind of guys ended up getting hurt during setup earlier in the day, and they
Pull
are
a hammy.
currently fighting. Kind of. They're currently trying to find a replacement, and they're not having any luck. And shit, I don't know. See if someone in town has some talent that they want to show off, and maybe they can work for it. I don't know. We got to figure this out quickly.
I can do a
yes,
really
ma'am.
my belly button.
You're not there. You're at the brothel.
We should volunteer totally.
Telling all the
Sure.
whores about your dead wife.
Yeah, stand on stage and make everyone feel bad. That's a talent.
Well, just try and figure it out. Yes, ma'am. And he kind of runs off and goes in a different direction, just sprinting and looking for people. She kind of starts rubbing her head. You wouldn't all know anybody that can perform, would you? It's kind of rubbing her head and trying to fight off the migraine that she's currently getting from this entrope of shit that the circus has brought with her today, and she just seems stressed. None of you perform. None of you have a special talent. Not even one of you can juggle. What about you, big guy? You look like you could juggle some pretty heavy things. You juggle axes.
I don't think you have the insurance to cover that.
Probably not.
But to be fair, we don't really have insurance at all. We're a carnival.
Well, I can't juggle. I know of someone who can, but if they aren't going to speak up,
Really?
I won't say any names.
What about you? And she points over to Croc.
Yeah, no, I can just make this sword light on fire. That's about all my only skill is.
Like a Zippo
I might-
sword.
That might be good. What else can you do with it? Can you make other things turn on fire with the sword?
I mean, I can touch it to things to set things on fire, but that would be about it.
So you have a sword that goes on fire that you activate, and then it slowly turns things else on fire.
That's how touching things that are on fire with other things it works, yes.
Can you at least do sparkly fingers or something? Something that's got a little bit of pizzazz that can bring a crowd in. Because I doubt if you hold a candle to that fucking thing that it'll burn the goddamn candle. Where's this fucking sword you're speaking of currently? I don't see any on you.
That's the whole trick.
The trick is where? That's up your ass.
I mean, I can do this, and then while she's talking to me, I cast darkness.
Okay.
And in a 60-foot circle around us, it's complete and utter darkness
So immediately, a big giant black fog surrounds all four of you, and some of the other people that were kind of around. I don't know how the hell they're going to pay for talent they can't see. Does your sword magically light through the darkness?
No.
Right.
I use it like as a squid shooting its ink type scenario, because I can see through darkness. So you're blinded, yet I can see.
Kind of like when Batman were on the way.
Yep.
Interesting. You also notice that like the animals start kind of freaking out. The bear kind of gets a little antsy, and it's next to a Rag, so it starts like kind of growling. Rag, you just hear like real aggressive growling. Now, I highly suggest before everyone flips their fucking lid and we have another death on our hands that you get rid of this ginormous cloud. Please and thank you.
Alright.
Because I can't see a fucking thing.
I can fly if the DM lets me use it without having to use an action or a spell slot.
Sorry, partner.
Yeah, well then I'm not flying.
Okay. Sorry, I would have interjected earlier. My daughter kept asking me a million questions. So during this whole conversation, and everything, one of the items my guy has is a token from a fan from a long time ago, and I guess while she's saying that, he's kind of like, I don't know, like rubbing it or whatever, like he's touching this, kind of remembering back to when he was in the circus, and he thinks about that little tiefling boy that he met earlier in the day, and he's kind of like, you know, how disappointing would it be for like that fan or for this little boy that I'm sure will be in the audience, and you know, he doesn't get to see me, essentially. So he'll turn around and do a little bow and be like, Deluge the Daring, at your service.
You got a talent. You got an act. What's your act, friend? Hopefully it's better than what this fucking douchebag just did.
Well, I wasn't a part of the setup, but if you happen to have a trapeze
This
or
bitch is
anything
aggressive.
balancing, that was my game a long time ago, and as well as he's like saying that, he'll start juggling his knives.
Okay. Very impressive. Do you think that for a little bit of commission that you would be willing to sit in for the front and kind of just bring in the attractment of everyone else? When the giant show happens, you can either be a part of it or in the crowd. But if you feel comfortable with doing a ginormous routine, we kind of have to go over it right now. With the steps and the motions, and you know, it's a whole routine. It's
Oof, I don't know if Dell actually had like a specific routine, so it's kind of hard to. I never thought about that. He's gonna be like, well, who am I filling in for? What did he do, or they do?
Damien. He did quite a lot. He had a card trick that he would do up in the front, and he would kind of just replace items with not valuables, in kind of a word. But you know, he would do tricks. He would he had a card routine that he did. Fuck, I don't know. Damien's fucking new.
So he was a magician.
Sort of. He would make things disappear. He'd take an item off of you, and he'd go, "Oh look!" and he'd snap, and it would just fucking be gone. And it would only return if he snapped back and returned it from. I don't know if he sent it to another plane or what the fuck he did, but he just would keep the children entertained and things like that, and just kind of guide them into the bigger part of the circus, get them into the tent, type of thing. And you, I think somebody saw you actually in town earlier today. They were talking about a water Ginsai doing tricks and bobs for all the little children and all the people of the town early this morning. So if that was you, you just do that act, bring people into the circus, and you'll get a cut of the commission. Yeah?
I could do that.
3% sound.
Well, I don't know what it's the commission or the overall amount is, so I don't know what 3% is, but sure,
Any tips,
sounds good.
Any tips are yours, and any commission that the circus makes altogether, you get 3%.
Sounds fair. I can come out of retirement for one day.
Great, lovely. I'll have the ringmaster know. Are you going to do the big performance with us, or would you like to stay in the crowd?
So wait, real quick, above. It's either or both.
You can do, both. Like, she's kind of just asking you in the sense of, like, you very, like, obviously feel uncomfortable about wanting to do it, right? She's kind of picked up on that a little. So you're stepping in for the guy that, like, the part that needs stepping in for is the bringing the attraction in kind of a thing at the very beginning, like when it starts popping off. But then when the main act at the end of the night starts happening, that's kind of what she's asking if you want to do. Like the Greatest Showman kind of act.
Okay, well, I haven't seen that musical, so I couldn't tell you. But I am. My person will say, I'll tell you what. I will bring your patrons into your big top, and if needed be later on, I could join you if it's necessary.
All right. Well, if you would like to come with me, and maybe you can get a hint of the routine, and we'll see how we feel. Yeah. Great.
Sounds
Come on.
fantastic.
And, so she'll kind of grab you and lead you astray. Rag, I'm assuming you're still going to be there playing with bears. So she's going to lead you actually to like where a group of pretty important looking members of the circus, people that kind of seem, you've seen this before, like within the family of the circus, there are people that are not the owners, but there's a hierarchy to things, and these people seem like they are more of they look out for the rest of the members of the circus. So she brings you over to this group, and you guys start discussing, your routine and things like that, and what'll be required of you. Really, it's just like where your placements would be, and things like that. What are the rest of you doing until from here on until it's time to go to the circus?
I'm offended that she said my skill of darkness was bullshit, so I'm kind of upset, and I'm just kind of like, fuck this bitch.
Can't make a profit off what you can't see, mate. Sorry.
And then I'm gonna tell her, have you met my friend Toby here? He's a very good storyteller. And tell Toby. Oh, fuck you,
gone.
Toby.
And she left with Deluge already, so it's really just you and Rag sitting at the where the animals are.
I'm gonna kind of walk up to Rag and be like, this bitch talks shit to me. But what she doesn't know is I helped put this tent together, and I tied a rope to the very top. So if we pull on this rope over here on the side hard enough, this whole thing will fall apart.
Don't hurt my animals. Don't scare them. Let them be at peace.
I'm just saying, we have an exit strategy. I'm just waiting for the show to start.
Are you gonna pull the string?
No, I'm just saying, I mean, it's there. I put it there.
I would say that I'm coming back from the brothel with my shoulders back, really relaxed. I've managed to stop crying.
Hey, how's that dead wife thing?
I've immediately started to cry again.
That's a fucking short.
Is your
right
wife
there.
getting any better?
There you.
Alrighty. Give me 2 seconds, because I'm about to send armor, and I'm about to set the last thing up. of what I needed.
I'm gonna tell Toby, I've been trying to practice the skill of speaking with the dead, so if we can find her charred corpse or whatever it is that's left of her, we could bring her back to talk to you, possibly?
Y'all are fucked. I just want y'all to know.
Trust me, I've tried some voodoo shit to get her back, and she won't.
Was she disappointed in you?
But I know she
You
was
wouldn't
dead.
know.
Well, I meant in their marriage. Was she disappointed?
No, she was proud of me.
Well, I mean, you guys did leave, a steady job to try and do your own thing.
We left because priests cannot marry, and we loved each other.
You could have been friends with benefits.
We didn't want to do it in the butt anymore.
In his butt.
Ah.
You're into that too?
He had this contraption. I wasn't really sure about it.
I feel like because Rag is so big that the amount of people that can actually have sex with him is very limited, so he has to pleasure himself.
Well, he has to
Tiefling
get down
is
on all
fine.
fours.
Yeah,
What?
tiefling is fine.
How's a tiefling? You're 9 foot tall. Tieflings are small.
I can curl them with one arm.
But you're 9 feet tall. You're
DM,
walking around
please
with like an
move
elephant
this
dick.
along.
You have an elephant dick.
Motherfucker.
Hey,
Do you
whose
wanna-
half is
do you wanna-
big? It could be
I'm
small.
I'm flattered that you think I have a giant one. Truth is, it's well,
Look at
it's
LeBron.
just the right size for tiefling. It's gonna be all.
Do you have a map called Benstead on your options, you two?
Yeah.
All right.
Go on there now.
I'm gonna put y'all in the game. Just 2 seconds.
We're already in.
No, I know, but I gotta put y'all's characters in.
Did you make this?
No.
Okay. I was about to give you, like, extreme props, but I was like, there is no way you made this.
The map was pre-built. I had to put all the people there though. That's what I was trying to do before the session. All right, so you guys are kind of just back here. You guys are chilling with the animals and stuff. Shit. Tools, flare fashions.
What? That looks crazy.
All right, y'all should be able to have control of your characters now. So y'all were in the back. Sorry, I was moving you at the same exact time that you were moving. I was like, what is happening? All right, so y'all were just kind of in the back. And except for Deluge. Deluge had gone with Tessa and learned sort of like the routine for the main event and kind of like where his station was going to be. And he is actually... He's on top of the tent.
He is on top.
He's actually up in the front. There's a bard. Are you guys gonna stay over by the cages, or are you gonna go try and look for Deluge? Because now
Can we walk
nights.
in?
I mean, yeah, you can walk in. The sage currently right now is in this moment. It's gonna be a little different here in a second because there's people in here now, but it seems kind of empty. But there are some circus folk here.
Hey, isn't that the same model as the guy that we had to help break us out of jail? He's here.
Who?
The dude that hired us in the very beginning.
Varric? That's not Varric. That's a guy that looks like Silas Greenwater. I just reused that model. There's not very many fucking models.
Pretty sure that
Tailswire.
looks like the.
That guy looks depressed.
You want to see depressed?
Deluge, go ahead and make me 2 performance checks. Just throughout the evening, as the evening's starting to come down, people are starting to make their way in through the tents. They're starting to get settled. You guys come out to the front while everyone's kind of settling, and you guys start fucking with Deluge a little bit while he's trying to entertain. Deluge, what'd you get on those performance checks?
Well, that first one was a total of 6, so not good. The next one was 18.
Okay, so it took a little while. Being new, it took a minute to adjust. This isn't necessarily your stomping grounds, but they kind of are. Circuses in general are something that you can get into without any problem, but it's been a minute. You gotta dust the rust off them old performer bones. You all make your way in because you guys were all helping. Admission was free, but you all find your seats. Here, hold on. Oops, I fucking broke it. There we go. Okay. Let me move all these motherfuckers. I'm gonna just put y'all in the front.
Is there a bar in here?
There is a bard over by
There's
a
one out
bar or a
front who
bar?
looks like he's about to get stepped on.
A bar. BAR.
There's a
my bad.
place.
Never mind.
There's a few like mini tents, kind of like where like in front of where Deluge is, that are selling alcoholic beverages and
Toby, the rule was
of-
you're not allowed to drink when you travel with us.
things of that nature.
Fine.
I like how you put the Goliath in the front row. Everyone behind him's gonna hate that.
Yep. So as everybody starts taking their seats, Tessa will call you Deluge over. Right. So how are we feeling about the big performance? Yeah? Yes? No? Maybe?
I like it.
If you need me, I'll step in.
All right, great. Come on. And she pulls you in forward. And so you end up going with her. I'll actually put you next to her. So as oh shit, I totally forgot to add it.
Is she the tiefling or the pile of goo with a hammer?
She's a tiefling. Hold on.
So,
It was a joke.
can I be in the front row?
You are in the front row.
Perfect.
This is the chick we were talking to the whole time you were petting the bear.
All right. You guys hear the music? The
I hear
chit-chatting?
people chatting. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You don't hear
there's
the
music.
yet. Alrighty. So as you guys are, go ahead and roll 3 performance checks for me, and then total them all up, and then tell me what you get.
Modifier for each total?
Yep. They're separate rolls, so yeah.
Okay. So in totals, all 3, I rolled an 18 in total, a 7 in total, and then I rolled a crit. I don't know if you want that as a 24 instead of it being a crit.
Shit, all my shit just fell off of my desk. Alrighty. So as the performance goes on, it's, you're doing like basically the end of The Greatest Showman, where it's everyone's coming together on the center stage. You are trapezing through the air, you're flying. You're able to do swings and do catches. You're able to get down in the middle and then right at the end, you guys kind of all do like a jazz hands sort of ordeal. And there is a kind of a presidential seating up at the top, and at the very front. As soon as everyone finishes with their performance, and the jazz hand starts, you hear just massive applause from the entire crowd. The animals start to do their act. You actually are helping Tessa because you spent so much time with Tessa today. You're sort of helping just assist, not really like guide the animals, but you're just assisting them to make sure they don't get too close to the braziers and burn themselves or things like that.
Yeah, I'm assuming my guy had helped his sister when she worked with the animals.
Right, so that also comes into play. So you see up at the top, and the music stops completely, and the chatter starts to die down just a bit, and you hear hooves above you as they're walking on wooden floor. Up at the top, you see that same man that you saw earlier, and he goes, "Welcome, one and all, to Balthazar's Bazaar. We bring to you much entertainment and much joy. Now, seeing as this bazaar is under new management," and he kind of does like a spin around, and in that moment, it like arcane magic kind of just fades the illusion. And as he does a quick spin, it's now a very tall tiefling with horns that streak straight back. He is wearing a very aggressive amount of jewelry, like a very, very aggressive. He has a tail that kind of whips up and lays over the perch. He has a meerkat with bat wings that seems to crawl up from behind his back that you can now see, and he's on his shoulder.
Welcome one and welcome all. I would like to thank everyone that came tonight.
And as he's talking, Deluge, I need you to make a performance check and then a perception check.
Performance is 11, and perception is a lot better. 21.
Something on this man on this tiefling seems very familiar. There's something on the center of his head. A jewel that you've seen before. It glows purple, and it is on the center of his forehead, and it seems to glow a little bit when he talks. He has a very curly mustache and a very pointy chin hair. You recognize this man. This is the jeweled man. And as you make this observation, the horses or the unicorn that's over there and the bear start getting a little antsy, and you're having trouble controlling them. And they kind of, start getting too close. And let's see.
I was gonna say,
D20.
Realistically, once my guy realizes all this, if this changes anything you have to say, he'd probably stop doing what he's doing. He doesn't care about entertaining anymore. He's now thinking, how can I close the distance and waste this guy? Like, he wants to just run at him and just beat him to death with his fists.
Are you gonna inform us?
He's in a balcony, right?
That's what I mean. How can he? My guy is now thinking, how do I get up to that balcony?
I can cast fly on you.
The other three, I need you all to make a perception check. This is just going to see if you notice what's going on with Deluge.
Ooh,
Perfect.
fucking
He knows
crit.
what's going on with
Fucking
everybody
crit!
in here.
Croculus picks up on it immediately. He was kind of really only focusing on Deluge because he's the only person that he knows within this act.
I'm signaling to him like to steal home plate to let him know
And
that I could make him fly up there.
He's not even looking at you. He's not even.
Yeah, I don't notice
He
you.
hasn't even blinked in your direction. As soon as he saw that jewel on that man's head, he was focused and popped in. With that, the jeweled man will kind of go on with his introduction and say thank you for everyone that kind of keeping the same pace of what he was doing. Thank you all for coming, and I do hope we can do this again. And he turns around and starts to walk away, and kind of fades into the darkness. I need Croc and Rag to make another perception check. Toby, you're a tad bit too short, so you can't really see much. You can also make a perception check, but the DC is just a little bit harder for you.
Got a 17.
All right. You being a barbarian, not a huge user of magic, but you understand that, like, you see a quick purple flash with hints of red, and smoke kind of trails over the edge and into the light. So as the performance goes on, and you were unable to help with this, assisting on the brazier, the bear will accidentally bump the brazier, and he lets out a ginormous roar. And now he's getting scared. And with that, it'll rile up the horse or the unicorn, and it's gonna go and it's gonna buck right into the center of the chest of the big troll-looking guy behind him. It's gonna completely knock him down, and he's gonna go on the ground. The apes start going around, going crazy, and they start running towards the front of the crowd. So they come up and they jump over the edge, and they start, like, getting all crazy. The bear's starting to roar. Things are kind of getting out of hand. The patrons are starting to all start to scream and start to move back.
Is there like a pylon or something that's holding up this balcony?
No. There is not. There is, make an investigation check.
I'm going to just tell you I failed. I rolled a 3. I don't even know what my plus is, but it is not going to be good enough for that.
Okay, you see a few ropes. You see 3 ropes, but you're not sure which one goes all the way to the top. They kind of look like they're intertwined somehow, but there is at least one that leads its way up to the top. They're all just tangled up. So
Well,
as they...
I don't think he's thinking clearly. He's probably just going to run and try and climb any of them anyway.
So yeah, everyone starts screaming. All right, that's fine. Give me a strength check. Everyone starts screaming and running away. The orangutans are now approaching the 3 of you. And kind of getting close to you. The other members of the circus are trying to get the bear and the unicorn to calm down. While all of this is happening, Deluge is actually just standing there in the middle, staring back up to where the man that did the announcements came from. Still just standing there in awe. He actually starts moving and making his way up one of the ropes. What was your strength check?
If it's a strength, it was an 18. If it's an athletics, it's a 21.
Say it's an athletics, because that strength.
You do it in gym class, right? You climb the rope.
Right. So you're able to make it all the way up to the top. You don't see anyone. It actually, 15 feet go forward, and there seems to be like a catwalk walkway for some of the behind-the-scenes people, like some of the people that assist with the show and things. But it seems to be the kind of a catwalk that goes like behind a wall, so you can appear somewhere else.
I'd be frantically or Dell would be frantically just pushing around wherever he can get. He's just running after this guy. He's not thinking about, where could he have gone?
It's a T intersection, so you're kind of just frantically looking around. If you are actually like looking, it'll be an investigation with disadvantage because you're kind of just rage doing it fast. Are you going left or are you going right?
Do left.
Okay, so you bolt left and you start taking off in that direction. The other three, what are you doing? You now have 3 orangutans that are approaching you and like getting really out of hand.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at the middle one.
Okay.
I mean, are we tracking these things? What are we trying to do? I'm not gonna... They're orangutans.
I mean, whatever you think you can do. The other 2 are starting to get settled. Let me actually roll for those. Okay, perfect. So I rolled a 13 and I rolled a 19. They were actually able to, the gnome that was, dressed as Jester was able to calm the unicorn down and get him to stop brawling and bucking. Terra, the Beastmaster, was able to calm Tessa, sorry, was able to calm the giant bear down. Now you just have 3 crazed orangutans looking at the 3 of you because you are the only 3 that did not get up and move when they started making their way. So now they're kind of just looking at you and poking you real aggressively, and one of them's beating on his chest.
I'm gonna look at them.
Knocks your school box out of your hand.
I'm gonna look at them and yell at them, and try to intimidate them to make them fuck off.
Okay, make an intimidation check. So you just scream right in their face.
I want to run back to that string that he told me you set up so I can just
That
pull
would
it.
be critical 20 plus 7.
Have you only rolled crits tonight?
Crit?
Yeah. My guy's plus 7 for intimidation.
So, so you leave and you just yell, "Rah!" Since you rolled a 20, 2 of them start backing up and snarling less, but they are now back in like the area that is now roped off. But there is one that's kind of approaching, and he puts his finger in his mouth and then proceeds to give Toby a wet willy.
Tell him about your dead wife.
Hurry, make him feel bad.
Reminds me of her.
You wife. And he starts grabbing your beard, Toby.
This monkey's built like your wife.
He starts pulling on you. And that'll be a strength check.
I'm over here legit crying.
I rolled a 5. I rolled a 5, so make a strength check.
You want me to make a strength check, right?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, I rolled an 11.
Okay, so he grabs your beard and he starts pulling on it and he tries dragging you forward. And you don't budge because you, for being kind of the same size as this ape, you're pretty sturdy and don't move. But it is pulling at your beard pretty hard. So it starts getting angry, and it's gonna start snarling and showing you its teeth.
Oh, it reminds me just of my wife.
So as soon as you say that, he's gonna punch you. He's gonna, let's see.
I never said she was skinny.
Oh my god, I rolled a fucking nat 20. Rip a Roni.
He knocks his teeth out.
You have no more face.
Yeah.
No, it's like real life.
Palms your face off.
He's gonna bite your fingers off.
He throws the meanest turd at you.
Brenner, don't you have animal handling?
There's
He does 9 damage to you, my friend.
That was a crit?
He's a small orangutan.
Can I help him or?
Yeah, I mean, anybody. You guys are just watching this. You scared the other two off, and now you're just watching Toby be molested by this one that stayed. And now he's getting progressively more angry because Toby isn't doing what the monkey wants him to do.
Quick, get on your hands and knees.
And with that, so you see, actually, matter of fact, the monkey try to pull Toby, and he doesn't budge, and he kind of snarls his teeth at him, and then he punches him right in the mouth. When that happens, your lip busts open, and like 2 teeth plop out of your mouth. You kind of
Can we make it 4? Because I want to be like real life.
Sure, you spit out 4 teeth right on the ground, right at the monkey's feet, and you're kind of dragging it away, and it's to no success. Anybody else want to try anything before the monkey does something else?
I'm gonna yell at him in Infernal. Try and intimidate him.
Okay, do another intimidation check, but do it with advantage.
I'm just chilling on this bench right here, watching this all go down.
I grab another handful of popcorn.
That's fucking crazy, Croc. You needed a 19, and I just wanted to see if you'd get a 20, and then you got a fucking 20 on your next one. So he lets go of Toby's beard and kind of just wanders on over to the rest of them, and they kind of all collectively as a group march their way back over.
Wait, so this gorilla's not going to get punished?
I mean, they've retreated, and they look very scared in the corner that they're kind of
Jeez, it's
sitting
an
in.
animal, man. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I think you can write a
Deluge.
complaint.
As you're now looking for the jeweled man, a man who you've not seen in a few years, and the last time that you had seen him, your life changed for the worst. Bolting down this catwalk, you are unable to find any trace of this man. You make your way back, you turn around, you find the same intersection that you went left on, and you go forward because you're so frantic. You're just looking for this person.
I think at some point when my guy kind of comes to this conclusion where he's not going to find him, he's just going to stop and yell, "Come out, you cowardly son of a bitch! Where are you?"
And as you yell that, it is met with silence and the volume of the crowd starting to pick up outside of, or towards the front of the tent, leaving towards the outside of the tent.
I guess with that, he just screams in like a, frustration kind of a scream, Yeah, pretty much like that, except he's not starting Mambo number 5.
Tessa is actually kind of looking around, looking for Deluge, but she cannot find anything, and she's gonna run up to you 3. Did you see where your friend went?
He climbed a rope and went upstairs somewhere.
Oh fuck! All right, thanks. And she goes back over towards that direction, and with that, you guys have made your way to the circus. Deluge performed, finally able to dust off some rust of his performer bones. You guys went and harassed the blacksmith for a little bit. After a successful performance at the circus, the animals decided to get a little crazy. And that is where we'll leave off for tonight.